Hello and welcome to the in-news series of Drishti IAS. I am Pooja Dwivedi and today we are going to discuss about a 15th century poet, Narsinh Mehta ji. This topic is important from the perspective of prelims examination and also from the perspective of GS Mains Paper 1. Let's begin with the various topics that we are going to cover. Starting with the news. The news is very simple, that a spider has been discovered which has been named after Narsinh Mehta ji. And that has enraged the Nagar community, saying that there is no need to associate the name of the poet with the spider. That is the entire issue. So this spider, as we are going to discuss about that as well, this is the spider that has been discovered in the Girnar Wildlife Sanctuary in Junagadh. And this has been named Palpimanus Narsinh Mehtai. As you can see, Narsinh Mehtai means Narsinh Mehta ji. And this is basically a brush-footed spider. Foot is supposedly having brushes. Okay. So this is the spider. It can be asked in your preliminary examination, the basic details of the spider. So the state-run university in Junagadh, Varsity in Junagadh, is also named after the poet Bhakt Kavi Narsinh Mehta University. So the researcher might have been overcome with emotion. She was overcome with emotion by saying that because of the blessings of Narsinh Mehta ji, she discovered this particular spider and because of that named it. But the problem is the community saying if after a period of time, if any person might get bitten by the spider, he or she is going to curse Narsinh Mehta ji. So this is something very interesting. The new species resembles P. schmidtzi kalsaigi, 1909, and P. sogdianus charitovno, 1946. And that is in male and female characters respectively. Okay. It nevertheless differs from both these species because it has a distinct shape of sclerite in the males and male bulb and by dissimilarly shaped receptacles. The receptacles are not very similarly shaped. The genus Palpimanus, therefore, embraces currently 35 valid species in the world. Know about that as well. And these are mainly discovered in Africa, Mediterranean and Southwest Asia. Okay, let's move forward and talk about more. So, very closely it resembles P. vultuosus simon. Of this genus, as I told you, in India, the genus Palpimanus therefore. So, of this genus, in India, we find only P. vultuosus simon. Okay. So, the Nagar community, after finding out about this, was very enraged and they called for a meeting in which a representation was given to the Varsity, the Junagadh Varsity, saying that the rename of the newly discovered species should be there. They are not happy with the naming of the species. Moving on, if we talk about how the new species are named, there is no patent with respect to how to name any species. We cannot have a patent. We do not have a patent with respect to that. In fact, naming species after very important people is not something very new. And the discovery of new spider species by researchers and subsequent recognition, as I told you, is not a patent. Russian journal, after confirming the name, it published the paper of the university researchers and that was published in World Spider Catalogue where the name came of the spider. So they accepted the Palpimanus Narsinh Mehta as the new spider species. Now that will be renamed because the Nagar community is not happy. So who was actually Narsinh Mehta ji? He was born in 1410 in Talaja in Bhavnagar district, current Bhavnagar district. Died in 1418 in Junagadh. So he learned to speak very late, at the age of 8 years of age. And very interestingly, it was said that it was only possible when a person, a guru, told him to utter the name of Lord Krishna. And after that, he became a Krishna Bhakt, a devotee, staunch devotee of Lord Krishna. Even after his marriage to Manikba, he was not very interested in his familial duties and he continued his devotion to Krishna ji. So Tapasacharya at a Shiva temple, he conducted there at Talaja for 7 days. And one of his bhajan narrates how Ra Mandik Mandlik, Ram Mandlik, he was a then ruler of Junagadh. He had imprisoned him because he accused Narsinh Mehta ji of saying that he is lying. He is not a Krishna Bhakt, and he is not having any sort of dreams of Krishna Bhakt, any sort of dream of Lord Krishna. He is not a Krishna Bhakt. If Lord Krishna is really his Lord, then he can take Narsinh Mehta ji out of the prison. Next day, it was discovered that he had a garland around his neck. So that is very interesting if we go by the folklore. Mehta ji, he penned more than 750 poems, also called Pad in Gujarat. And very importantly, Vaishnavajan To Tene Kahiye, which is Mahatma Gandhi's favorite bhajan, one of favorite bhajans, is his creation only. So this is very important from the perspective of prelims. So Shano Viva, Kunvar Bainu, Mameru, Kundi, and Harmal. These are his important autobiographies. Do note this name down. Okay. And if we talk about any important poems or stories which were written by him, which had any sort of reference to creatures with respect to spider and all, in Padhare Popat Raja Ramna is of course referring to parrots. In Vallare Vaya Kannada, many birds were referred to. Dr. Urvish Vasavada has compiled more than 750 poems of Mehta ji in his book. The name of the book, kindly notice down, it's Shabdved. So if it's asked in prelims about Shabdved, you will have the idea. Akhil Brahmandma, Ek Tum Shri Hari. These Mehta's philosophies, they propose that there is only one God, but due to his various forms, he sounds different. So this is a very important philosophy of Mehta ji. You can write about this in your examination if it is asked. Okay. Moving on, if we talk about the Nagar community, Nagars in those days were devotees of Hatkeshwar, that is Lord Shiva. And if we talk about Narsinh Mehta ji, he declared himself a devotee of Lord Krishna. So this is something very interesting. And Mehtas are basically bookkeeper. By caste, Narsinh Mehta ji was Pandya. But after that, it was said that he belonged to the Mehta group, Mehta community, which were bookkeepers. Okay, so Nagars outcasted Mehtas, Narsinh Mehta ji, because he used to go to places and where Dalits used to live and sang with them. So that was not very in consonance with the Nagar community. And the poems of Shungar Ras, which were very erotic in nature with respect to Lord Krishna, that were also opposed by the Nagar community. That is why he was outcast. So Nagars can be called an orthodox and conservative community, and Mehta ji has been a controversial figure with respect to it. Moving on, if we talk about what is being done, the committee of the university in Junagadh, they have already initiated the process of withdrawing the name, and they have written to the Arthropoda selecta to rename the entire spider species. Okay, let's move forward and talk about one of the questions. I have given 2 to 3 brownie points for writing this question. Who was Narsinh Mehta ji? Consider or discuss about his contributions to social reforms in 150 words. So that's it for today. Tomorrow we shall meet again with another segment. Until then, stay updated and thank you so much for watching.